I was recently asked by a local retail store to help them out with an event they were having by putting on a Dutch oven demo and providing samples for the customers that day. I'll show you how I prepared each one using a yellow cake mix for each of the toppings. The first cobbler was peach. Peach for me has always been a bit of a challenge since I never use peach pie filling. I opt for sliced peaches. The challenge is the moisture content, as the peaches are usually packed in juice and a light syrup. Due to that moisture content, the bottom of the topping that comes into contact with the peaches will take longer to finish cooking than the rest of the mix. This requires some temperature control over and above what the other fruits might demand. Cut the peach slices into smaller pieces to help with the small serving portions that we'd be spooning out later. To help thicken the juice, I separated the peaches from the juice at first. I mixed a tablespoon of cornstarch to the juice to help it thicken as the cobbler cooked. I also sprinkled brown sugar and cinnamon over the peaches. The topping used is a yellow cake mix, 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, and enough 7-Up to make the mix similar in viscosity to pancake batter. I didn't use any eggs, as the batter will rise more than I'd want it to. I spooned the mix into the peaches, trying to spread it around as much as I could. I'm not a big fan of a lot of topping, just enough to add to the fruit and not overwhelm it. I'm using briquettes for the coals. I placed about 1/3 of them under the oven at first, with the majority on top. With this much heat, you really need to check the cooking process every so often. Make sure to rotate the lid one way and the oven the other, a quarter turn or so every 5 to 10 minutes to help eliminate hot spots. This cobbler took around 25 minutes to cook. Today I'm cooking at around 7,000 feet in altitude. It's a bit windy and it's in the low 60s. Choosing the cake mix approach did allow me to try out a few techniques that I had not previously used, namely using lemon lime soda for the liquid. I'm using a 14-inch camp oven with a foil liner. The liner really wasn't necessary, as these are well-used ovens and with good seasoning, and would clean up fairly easily. These liners allowed me, however, to take the cobbler out of the camp oven so they could be spooned into serving cups for the customers to sample. The next cobbler will be cherry, and for this one, I'm using pie filling. I don't need to worry about the thickness of the juice with this cobbler, as the pie filling is already plenty thick. I'm using a 12-inch camp oven with 3 21-ounce cans of pie filling. For the topping on this cobbler, I'm trying a new technique for me. Simply dump the dry cake mix over the fruit as level as you can and moisten it with the soda. I was really curious how this technique would work. Once again, most of the coals will go on top of the oven, making sure that the bottom of the cake mix is cooked. Again, we rotate the lid and oven opposite directions to even out the heat. I checked after 15 minutes. I was pleasantly surprised at how even the topping had turned out. The last cobbler I cooked for the day was blueberry. Sometimes I'll mix a few tablespoons of lemon juice to the blueberry pie filling just to add a little bit of tartness. This time, however, I just went with the straight pie filling. I mixed the cake mix as I did with the peaches.
So I'm just going to put enough 7-Up just to make this kind of like a pancake batter.
Okay.
And the 7-Up is carbonated. And that's going to help this topping rise.
Okay.
Okay, to this, I'm going to add a little cinnamon.
Okay.
And I'm also going to add a little bit of oil, 2 tablespoons. Get this mixed up. I already have my blueberries in here. And I'll just kind of spoon this around in here.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of positive comments I had on these 3 cobblers. The most common was a request for larger portions. I will call that a win. These cobblers were on the easy and quick side to prepare and will work just as well in your kitchen oven as they did outside using coals. Give them a try, put a little ice cream on them for a welcome addition to this hearty dessert. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.